Hey guys, it's Abi from Autumn of Pelennor, and today I'm going to be telling you what I'm reading in July. So I'm going to start off straight up. This video is going to have a lot of swearing in it, so if you ain't keen on that, bye-bye, see you later. Just from the start. So, the reason that there's going to be a shit ton of motherfucking swearing, just getting you used to it, is because I am going to be taking part in the Fuck-A-Thon this month. Now that is not what you think it is. Get your mind out the gutter. The Fuck-A-Thon is an amazing readathon created by Noria Read. I will link her down below. She is one of my favourite booktubers. I've been watching her for a while now. She's amazing. And it is basically saying fuck you to a load of stupid standards that we have in society and reading books about that. So I have got different books for all of those different prompts, and I also have one book, and I'm going to try and make the others work for the Reading Rush, the Booktubeathon. So, that's what I'm doing this month. I do not have room to add other books. No. I'm gonna start off by saying that the group book for the Fuck-A-Thon is The Source of Self-Regard by Toni Morrison. So, this is one of the books on my TBR because it's the group book and I want to read it. I know nothing about it. Just straight up. For the fuck ableism prompt, I am going to be reading Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. So this has a character with a disability who is a main character in this book, and I wasn't feeling it last month. I was supposed to read this in June, it was on my June TBR, and I just really wasn't feeling it. That's why I'm part of the way in. And I just wasn't in the mood to read it, and then it works for 2 of the prompts for the Fuck-A-Thon, so I just thought, fuck it, and I'll leave it for July. So, if you don't know, this is the second book in a duology, Six of Crows. It follows, it's a YA fantasy, and it follows a load of people doing a heist. It's cool. It's cool. The next prompt why can I not fucking talk? The next prompt is Fuck Ableism, and so this is a book where, this is a prompt, for fuck's sake, where you want to read a book with a older protagonist, and there are a lot of books. Noria, again, did amazing recommendation videos for every single prompt on this book. There's 20 books in all of the recommendation videos. They're amazing. My TBR has fucking blown up, damn it Noria. But I was trying to pick from my shelves for these prompts because, as you guys know, that's my aim. I'm trying to read my TBR and I have a fuck ton of books. So for this ageism prompt, despite the fact that there were a lot of amazing options that Noria gave, I found one that worked for me, which is The Clocks by Agatha Christie. This is a Poirot book, and I ended up googling it to make sure, and Poirot doesn't start being a private detective until he's in his 60s. So this is quite late in the series, so he's like at least 65 by this point. So this 100% counts, and it should also be helpful for a readathon because I tend to zip through Agatha Christie's writing. The next prompt is the one where Crooked Kingdom doubles up, and this is the Fuck Capitalism prompt. So Noria actually recommended Crooked Kingdom Six of Crows for this one because they are basically kind of undermining the capitalist structures of this society with all of their heists and things. Again, there were a lot of amazing recommendations that Noria gave, but I just cannot be reading too many books right now. I'm making it work for me, alright? It's too many fucking books. I normally set myself 3 for a month. Next! Next up, the next prompt is Fuck White Supremacy, and for this I've went for Noughts and Crosses by Malorie Blackman. Now I have put this on my TBR shelf, this entire series, because I have read them before, but it was when I was very young. I was probably 11 when I first read these. So this is also going to be my reread for the BookTube Rereadathon, where the prompt is a book that taught you something. This being read at such a pivotal age, at 11, when I'd been surrounded by a lot of white fiction, really did open my eyes as a kid and kind of helped me develop into the person that I am today. So it was instrumental for me as a young girl, and I'm hoping that I can read more into it now that I'm an adult. Like, I'm adult, yeah, right. But now that I'm older, I'll be able to read more into the subplot of it. 11 years old is not going to get the nuances of this book, so there were a lot of books for this prompt that I already knew I wanted to read, but I really needed to get this one off of my TBR like, and pick from my TBR books, I will say that I am going to be reading a lot more, because I wasn't fucking reading Diversity because I was a piece of shit. So I'm going to be reading a lot more books written by Black and other POC authors, and I'm going to try and read one a month, like, separate from my actual TBR. So that is my aim. So hopefully I will read Hood Feminism is the one I want to read. Well done editing, Abby. More work to do. But yes, that's the one I want to read, and the one I would have picked up if I wasn't trying to pick from my physical books. The next one is Fuck Theological Fundamentalism / Religious Intolerance. And for this, I'm going with Cleopatra's Shadows. So this was a difficult one to do. Noria, again, this recommendation video. Guys, she went through and did 20 books from 20 different religions to recommend to you guys. Now there were some amazing books on here, some that were already on my TBR, but none on my physical TBR. There was one book she mentioned, I can't remember it, but it was included, you know, ancient Egyptian religion. And I thought, you know what? This might work. I've owned this book for a while now. I don't know what it's about. 3 seconds of reading the synopsis. That's all it fucking took. So it follows the younger sister of Cleopatra and her life being shoved to the side and, like, looking at Cleopatra from her point of view. So seeing as Cleopatra was a pharaoh, and that was, you know, part of the religion, was including the pharaohs as a god, so I think this counts. I didn't say what Noughts and Crosses was about, for fuck's sake. Noughts and Crosses is a world where black people are superior to white people. Two friends from each side realise that they can't really be friends anymore. And I'm not explaining what the Poirot one is about, because it's Poirot. He solves a mystery, okay? Then, the next prompt is Fuck Book Elitism. So this one was basically, you know, those people that are like, oh, audiobooks and ebooks aren't real books, oh, comics aren't real books, oh, you read that, oh, you read that. Fuck that. But also, I do it too. Like, read whatever the fuck you want, I don't give a shit, but I will do it about books that I've read. I'll be like, what the fuck is this shit? And for me, that is The Mortal Instruments. I had to check what it was called. I read City of Bones and I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it, but it was trash. Like, it was absolute trash, but I still enjoyed it. So for me, City of Ashes is the next book in the series. This should be the same. I'm probably going to think it's trash. I'm hoping that I enjoy it more. Right, okay. City of Bones, I enjoyed, I sped through, I was very absorbed, but the writing also felt incredibly juvenile, but it was, I think, the first book she published, so I'm hoping it gets better over time, which is why I'm still reading. For the Fuck Gentrification prompt, I'm going to be reading on my Kindle, and I'm reading Sabrina and Corina. I don't know too much about this. I think it's Latinx, Hispanic, something around that area, and it is a selection of short stories. I won't lie, I knew that I didn't have anything on my physical shelves for this, so I picked the shortest one that I could find that Noria had recommended that I was able to get access to, just because too many books. Too many books. And then the next one is also an ebook, and that is for the Fuck Slut Shaming prompt. The reason I struggled with this one is because I don't have a lot of books with sexually promiscuous characters. If you are like that, or you like reading that, a lot of this is like smut. It's just not my genre, but if you want to read it, go the fuck ahead. I'm sure it's awesome, but it's just really not what I want to read. So I've went and found one, and Akwaeke Emezi? Freshwater by Akwaeke Emezi, I believe. Might be fucking that up, sorry. I really want to read from her. I already had Pet downloaded, but that doesn't fit for this prompt, so Freshwater will hopefully be the book for me. And it's also short. I mean, like, short. It's like 200 pages. Maybe 300. I don't know. Fuck knows. But, yes. Fuck slut shaming. Fuck who you want. As long as everyone is an adult and consenting, do what you want. The last prompt is fuck with yourself. So read a book that you want to read. Now, I almost picked Seasons of War by Derek Landy, the Skullduggery Pleasant book, but Zoe from Zoe's All Booked, I almost said you're a book nerd, Zoe, she changed her handle, has been wanting me to read this for a while, and I promised her I would read it. and I do want to read it. I think it's going to be fun. So this is my book for the fuck with yourself prompt. This is the second book in the, oh god, what is it called? I don't fucking know. Finishing school books. It's like a steampunk Victorian boarding school where they learn how to be spies. It's cool. So this should be a lot of fun. And those are all the books I'm reading for the Fuck-A-Thon. Then there is also the Reading Rush, which is the 22nd of July. I don't know, I'll have to check. I didn't really participate in the Reading Rush last year, and the Booktubeathon in 2018 was one of my favourite readathons. I really enjoyed that. So a mixture of those two things combined means that I wanted to do this year. But there's already too many books on my TBR because of the Fuck-A-Thon, and they don't really match up with the ones for the Reading Rush, the prompts for the Reading Rush. So I've done my best. I won't be doing all the prompts, so the prompts that I will be doing, I've got them written down. The birthstone, read a book with the cover of your birthstone on the cover. I was born in October. My birthstone is opal, which is like a pale pink. That is not a common colour on my shelves, but this has kind of got pale pink in it, so I'm going with this one. Then also read a book with the first word being the in the title, so The Sky is Everywhere by Andy Nelson. The next prompt I'm just not doing, which is read a book of a movie you've already seen. I could have done this if it was earlier in the year, but I've already read all of the books now of the movies that I've seen, so I just don't have anything for it, and I cannot be asked to go find a movie to watch and then read the book, so I'm just not doing that one. Then prompt 4 was the first book that I touch, and when I was picking out my book I made sure to touch this one first, so this one counts. I'm not faffing with this one. Next one is Read Outside. They got a lot of feedback and they did change it for this Read Outside prompt because it's not exactly reading the room in the best way right now. So I don't know if I will read outside. I am lucky enough that I have a garden, so if the weather is nice in that week I could read this outside. So we'll see. Prompt 6 is an unread genre. Well, their prompt is to read a genre that you want to read more from. For me that would be sci-fi, and I don't think I have any sci-fi books on my physical shelves, which is why I want to read more from it. But I don't read a lot of contemporary, so that's why I'm making this fit for that. And then the last prompt is a different continent, and my plan for that is Egypt is in Africa, Africa is a different continent. I shall read this that week. Is my plan, because this is in the UK, which is in Europe, which is my own continent. So yeah, that's the plan. The Sky is Everywhere is about yeah, I have to check. I was like, wait, it is, right? Yeah, it is. A girl whose sister died, and it's mixed media in a way. Most of it's just written, but there are a variety of different bits and bobs put throughout the book, which I think should be really interesting. Which is the only reason really that I haven't got rid of it. Just because I think it should be really, really interesting. But yes, so this is what I'm doing for the Reading Rush. This and Cleopatra's Shadow by Emily Holman? I don't know. It is, like, cheating, but I don't give a fuck, to be honest. So, struggles. These are the books I'm reading. These are all for the Fuck-A-Thon and the books on my e-reader, my Kindle. What the fuck am I saying? And then this is my one book for the Reading Rush. Let me know down below if you're doing the Fuck-A-Thon, and also if you're subscribed to Noria, because she's fucking amazing. And if you're doing the Reading Rush and what you're going to do for the outside prompt. Yeah, I'm probably just going to ignore this prompt unless the weather's nice, and then I'll try and sit outside. But let me know what you think of it in the comments. If you want to see what I end up reading at the end of the month, and how badly I fuck up this fucking TBR, because dear fucking god, I'm not going to be able to read all these books. It's already the 1st, I have read nothing. I'm already stressed, can you tell? Subscribe! And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye. I am a trash fire. Or not.